Hi everyone, and I have another fun game for you to have a go with this time. This one's called Brick Blaster, and the purpose of the game is to try and blast out all of those bricks. You're controlling the paddle down at the bottom here. You're just controlling it with your mouse cursor. And as you can see up at the top there, you're getting points each time you hit one of those bricks. So let's have a see. Let's have a see how we can play this one. So I'm going to delete Scratch the Cat because we don't need him. That's the first step. But what we do need is a ball that's going to bounce around the screen and hit out those bricks. So a couple of ways we could do this. We could go and get a ball from the Sprite library, and there's a couple there: basketball, baseball, we'll have a beach ball, or a ball here that changes colours with the different costumes. But no, I'm going to just go back and we're going to paint a ball. So down, not the Sprite library, I'm going to choose the paintbrush, and I'm going to draw a ball just over those crosshairs there. The colour I'm going to choose, I might have a pale blue fill with maybe a darker blue outline, and then this is going to show how thick the outline is going to be. I'll leave it at 8 for now. There's my circle, and to make sure I get a perfect circle, I'm going to hold down the Shift key and draw the circle. Now just see, as I move those numbers down, can you see the outline practically disappeared there? And then as I come back up with those numbers, the outline gets thicker. About 7. Yes, 7 looks like a thick enough outline on there, so that's good. So I've painted my first sprite, the ball. Actually, I'm going to call it ball, just in there. Change the name here. The other thing I'm going to do is change the background, and again, I'm not going to choose one from the background library. I'm going to go up to the paint, and I will convert to bitmap. I will get the paint bucket, and I will choose, can you see what we've got here? We've got some extra tools up here. I'm going to choose, should we choose the one that fades into the centre? No, I'll keep with that one there. I don't still want blue. I might have a yellow and a green. The green's at the bottom, yellow at the top. Now I might swap those over. Yellow at the bottom and green at the top. Yes. Yes. Alright, we can actually move that ball down a little bit, just for now. So we have the backdrop, we have the ball, we also need the paddle, the controller that we're going to hit the ball up towards the brick. So again, I'm not going to choose one from the library, I'm going to paint one, convert to bitmap, and I'm going to choose a rectangular tool to draw my paddle. I don't think I want it green, that's not going to show up so well on the backdrop. What would be a good contrast? Should we go with red again? Red's always good! Yes, I might even turn it up a deeper red. Alright, I think that's pretty good, but I think it's too big. That's going to make the game so easy. Let's make it more of a challenge. Make sure it's on that crosshair. Alright, yes. Right, let's get started. First of all, click on the ball, because I'm going to code the ball first of all. Over to code. First thing we need is an event. Starting the game. When the green flag is clicked, I might actually make the size of that ball a little bit smaller just to make it harder, because the bigger the ball is, the easier the game's going to be. So let's make the ball set size to 100%. What's 50%? How's that going to look? Might try 40. 40%? That's going to be really tricky. Okay, that's looking good. So next I want to go and find a motion to point in the direction of straight up, which is 0. So I want the ball to point straight up, and then I want it to go to the centre of the stage, round about here. And I know that the centre is x0 and y0. Let's try that. Yeah, just about there. That's where I want the ball to start each time we begin the game. and then we want it to move, so forever. So forever loop, and what we want to do is say when it's bouncing around the screen, if it hits the edge, it's going to bounce. So that's a motion. If on the edge, down there, if on the edge we want it to bounce, so that needs to go into the forever, and we're going to move, we'll keep it as 10 steps for now. 10 might be a little bit fast, we might need to knock that down a little bit, maybe to 8 or 7, but I'll leave it there just for the moment. So forever, if it's on the edge, bounce and move 10 steps, forever. And then if, let's have a conditional here, if, I'll put that inside the forever, and I'm just going to choose an operator here. The one I want is the less than. So if the Y position, down there, so if the Y position is less than, what I'm thinking is, when the ball drops, if the paddle doesn't manage to hit it and it drops below the height of the paddle, then we're going to say it's game over. So what position is that? Minus 156. I do like round numbers. What's 160? I think I'll leave it as 160. So minus 160. So if the Y position is below 160 on the Y-axis, if it's falling down to the bottom, we're going to say game over. So say game over. Should we put a sound in there as well? Play a sound. Let's go to the sound blocks. Play the sound. And what's the sound? We don't have it at the moment. So what we need to do, because the only sound we have is, oh, did you hear it? Pop. The only sound we have in there is pop or to record. So let's go up to here to the sounds. And we're going to choose a sound from the library. Oh, that was a good one. There is one called Oops, and I think that's the one I'm going to choose. Notice that they're in alphabetical order, so I just need to go down to the O for Oops. Oh, I've gone too far. And I can see it, but you know, as I move my cursor over, if it goes over those blocks, it makes that sound. Shall we do it? That's the one I want. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to delete this one here because we don't need it. I have the Oops. Shall I play it? Yes, that's the one we'll have. So, play the sound. Whoops. Let's give that a go. Yeah, alright. I like it. The next thing we're going to do is code the paddle, because we don't want the ball to just keep dropping down to the bottom. So let's click on the paddle, and for this one we need the event. When the green flag is clicked, we're going to set the height of the paddle. So the Y position we will do first of all, so the motion, and set Y to, well, what did we say for the ball? Was it 160? If it falls below 160, then it's game over. So the height of the paddle needs to be higher than 160. What should we have? About 145. Minus 145. Don't forget that minus. 145. If we miss the minus, the paddle's going to end up here somewhere. Let me show you. If I just say 145, oh, the paddle's going up there. That's no good. Let's pop a minus just in front, and that brings it down to the bottom, and the ball says game over if it goes below 160, so we're safe. So when the green flag's clicked, the paddle is set to this position, minus 145. Then we need a forever loop, just so that we can set the controller. So we're going to have it following the mouse pointer, just left and right. So we're going to go up to the motion blocks, and we're going to set X there we go. So set x2, and we want it to sense where the mouse is. Mouse X, there we go, that's the one. Let's just try that. Alright, we know that we're moving the paddle, it's just not got the bounce at the moment. So what we need to do is say, conditional, if we're touching, and we're going to say if we're touching the ball, then broadcast is an event, broadcast a new message that says bounce. There we go. And actually we could have another sound in there that when the ball hits the paddle it makes a different sound. Alright, so let's go and find, let's have a look at the sounds at the moment. So we can have a sound in there. Again, all we have is pop. So let's go and choose a different sound from the library. And this time I want the one that says suction cup. Ooh, a long way down. There's so many different sounds in here. Suction cup. Right over the other side. Listen. There we go, we'll have that one. Back to code. Let's have the sound. Suction cup. Let's give it a go. Oh, I missed it. Wait a minute. Alright, and the other thing we need to do, because we have a broadcast in there, we need a when I receive. When I receive, so we've got a broadcast to bounce. Oh, not in there, no, it needs to be on the ball. When the ball receives, goodness, when I receive bounce, this is when we need to do the bounce. The ball needs to just have a turn, but not the same every time. Do you know, I think I'll put a random in there, and I'm going to have a random number between 150 and 210. A random bounce each time, but within a small set of parameters there. And then another move. This time we'll have him move 20 steps. Okay, let's try that. Oh, hey, listen. What a wonderful sound. I can do that with my mouth. A little bit. There we go. Yes. What's next? The next thing is to set up the bricks. And again, same thing again. We could go down and choose something from the library that would make the bricks, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go to the paint and I will convert to bitmap. I'm going to choose the rectangular tool, but what colour? Maybe a browny colour, a browny bricky colour, something like that, yes. And then draw it again over the crosshairs, a brick shape, something that sort of size, yes, we can change the size if we need to. Back over to code, and what we're going to say is event when the green flag is clicked, set the size to, ooh, it's not too bad, but I still might like to make it a little bit smaller. Always a bit more of a challenge. Let's say 70%. How's that? Yes, 70% is looking good. And then we're going to make some clones. So the first thing I'm going to do is hide the original. And then I need to repeat. And how many clones? I think maybe 20, 25. I'll have 25 clones and create a clone of myself. Now when I've written that, I also follow it with, when I start as a clone, I'm already hiding the original, so this time I want to show all of the clones, all of these 25 clones that I'm going to have, but those clones need to appear in random positions on my screen. So let's go to go to, and the operator will give me a random position, and I need two of these because the X position and the Y position both need to be random. Now the X, I need to have the bricks appearing between sort of this position here all the way along to that position. I don't really want them going off the edge of the screen. Now I know my screen is, the stage is 240 by 240, minus 240 to 240. So up here I'll put minus 220 to 220. And on the y-axis, I probably want them starting round about the 0 position and then going up, not right up to the top, maybe up to about, I don't know, 150. We'll try it, we can always change it. 150. Yes, let's see how that looks. But then I need a forever. Let's put a forever in there. And forever say if, I want a sensing, because if we're touching the ball, then hide. Because if the brick touches the ball, we want it to hide immediately. And broadcast a bounce for the ball. So, oops, wrong way. Broadcast bounce. And shall we have another sound if it hits that brick? Play a sound. I think we'll have to choose another sound again. Start sound. And this time, it's got a sounds. I'll choose whiz, because I know there's a whiz sound. W, that's going to be right at the bottom. I can see it there. Listen. That'll be a good one. Alright, let's go to code and have that whiz sound. Whiz. Alright. Let's try it. Oh. Hey, this is good. Oh. Oh. Oh goodness. Hey, it's a bit tricky. Oh dear, we're on a diagonal there. Oh no! Game over. Do you know what would be even more fun? Let's put a scoring system in this. So to set up the score, what we need to do first, we need to go to the ball, because it's the ball that's going to control the variable. We need a new variable called score. Make a variable. Okay, so there it is, all ready to go. There's our score. We want to set this one here, set the score to 0 when we start. So I'll pop that right at the beginning, and then I want to repeat until, here we are, repeat until the score equals, so I need an operator, equals, and the variable score. So we want to keep bouncing around until the score equals. Now it depends. If we're going to have 25 bricks, how many points are we going to give for each hit of a brick? If we have 5 points per brick, what score should we have? Do they have to get all the bricks or just some of the bricks? I might put in there, I might put 120. So repeat until the score equals 120, I think. And I'm going to swap this one for that forever loop. The forever here can be changed over for that repeat until. Okay, so I'll throw that one away. So this is what our game is going to look like. When the green flag is clicked, we will set the score to 0, this one up here. The size of the ball will be set to 40% and point in the direction of 0, which is straight up. The ball will start right in the centre of the stage, and then we will play the game until the score gets to, at the moment, 120, but we can change that. If the ball is on the edge, it's going to bounce, it's going to keep moving 10 steps. If it drops to that Y position that's below 160, it's going to say game over, and it's going to play that sound, whoops. And when I receive the bounce, it's going to turn in a random direction between those two variables there, those two parameters, and move 20 steps. Okay, let's try it. Oh! Oh goodness. Haven't had a chance to play yet. Oh. Ooh, isn't it tricky when it's coming at an angle like that? Oh, is the score going up? Ah, the score isn't going up yet. Hang on, we've missed something. What have we missed? Ah, we need to tell the bricks to add 5 points on every time they're hit. Let's go to the bricks. That's why the score hasn't gone up. So what we need to do is say change my variable, which is the score. Change the score by, should we just say 5 points for now? And where does that need to go? Needs to just go above that hide block. Let's see how that's looking. Oh, ooh. Hey, do you know, I think it's going a little bit too fast for me. Do you remember how to slow the game down if it's going too fast? Oh, it's hard when it comes at you on a diagonal. Oh goodness, look at this one. Yes. Oh, I'm going to stop. Ah, which was the one for the speed of the ball? Well, let's go back to the ball and let's have a look. Here we go. 10 steps. I'm going to try 8. No, I'm going to try 7. Oh, not 87. I'll try 7. Oh, that really is slower. That's much better for me. That would be a way of you making it more challenging. What if you had a speed of 12 or 13? That would be really hard. What if this paddle was smaller? Alright, how's my score going? Oh, I'm up to 60, 65, 70. Oh, there we go. 110, 15. Oh, hey, I only got that, just got that. And there we are. Reached 120 and the game has stopped. Oh, my goodness, that was good. I might actually put that speed up a little bit faster. I might have 9. No, actually, I'm going to put it at 10. 10. There we go. Go back to being fast again. Oh my goodness. Oh no, game over. Alright. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this game. I've had a lot of fun with it actually. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, with all of these games, you can adapt them any way you like. Make your paddle smaller, make the ball smaller, make it go faster, make more bricks. You can make more clones of those bricks. You choose how you want to adapt this game to make it more fun for you to play. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the game, please subscribe, leave a comment below. I love to get your comments, and like the game. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.